Welcome to the Pink Room once again with your girl Drea. All right, we have a new guest in the building. From what I understand, he from 607.
617.
617. Damn,
Yeah.
see, I thought you said '07. So when I looked it up, it said Ithaca, New York, and I was about to be like, what's the hood in Ithaca, New York?
Yeah. No, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay, you're from Boston. Okay, it's still upstate. All right, well, Clark D from Boston, Massachusetts is in the building. All right, he is an artist that you need to know and that I'm going to get to know right here in front of y'all with you too. Okay?
Yeah.
What's up, Clark D? How you doing today?
What's good, Drea? I'm feeling blessed. I feel good right now. Sun
All right,
shining.
Glorilla.
You get what I'm saying? Come on. Like, sun is shining. I feel good. How about you?
I'm feeling really good. It is a great Friday. Probably one of the last Fridays the sun is going to feel good in New York before it starts doing that weird, it's like 60 degrees immediately. I mean, you from Boston. Like, it's even colder up there, isn't it?
It does. It's raining a lot right now, apparently.
That stinks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm doing good. I'm really happy to have you here today on the show. All right.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
So let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
Break the ice. Clark D, tell me about the first time you can recall hearing music, and what song was it?
The first time I recall hearing music? Sheesh. The first time I recall hearing music, like my earliest memory of music might be like in elementary school or like kindergarten or whatever. Or
It wasn't at home?
well, hold on. If we get that deep,
We're getting that deep.
I would say, yeah, it was at home, and my mom used to sing me a lullaby, a French lullaby, because I'm Haitian. She would sing "Farewell Jacques, farewell Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous." Yeah, so she was singing that to me every night.
Can you tell me what that means now that I have somebody that can actually translate it?
So it means like, well, I'll be honest, I don't know what Farewell Jacques means, but I know like, I speak Creole, not French. But I know it means like sleep, like dormez-vous.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, shut your ass up.
Yeah, something like that. I'm going to ask my mom
No,
later
now
today.
that I think about it, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. My mom used to sing that to me every time she would drop me off to my class in like pre-K.
Wow.
She would like, she'd pull up to the whatever, I get on her back, she walk me into the class. I low-key had like valet service in the class, now that I think about it.
Into the class.
I was riding on her back into the actual class. Like she would walk to the classroom and open the door.
Yeah.
I come in and wave.
Yeah, that's princess treatment.
Princess treatment. But now that I think about it, and then my dad would be the one to pick us up. I remember that. But no, I mean, obviously, like I ask this question for every show. Mine was "I Ain't Mad at You" by Tupac. But you just made me think about something deeper than that. So you just unlocked the memory for me.
Yeah, see, I'm honored. I was like, wait a second, like how deep you want to get, you know?
As deep as you can.
Yeah.
That's what the show is about.
Yeah. No, so I'll say that one, and then probably like in a group setting, it's probably like Lift Every Voice.
Oh, that one too.
Yeah.
Oh,
So when I was in
yeah.
elementary school, I was in the like band, you know, and I was in a band or whatever.
Yeah.
And
the ensemble.
Yeah, like
I was in one too.
yeah, and then my teacher at the time, Mr. Turtle, changed my life. Mr. Turtle, kind of like Mr. Turtle.
I can't stop laughing.
He looked kind of like Kramer from Seinfeld, I think.
That's funny.
Yeah,
my band teacher looked like that too. His name was Mr. Cook.
See, look, it's like a thing. Maybe they were all like co-inspiring together.
Then I had a Mr. Pettigo too.
Mr. Pettigo?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways you could take that name, you know?
I know.
Yeah.
He looked like Mr. Roger.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
This is in Indiana, but yeah.
He had to sing and lift every voice, you know, like as like a ensemble, like as you were saying.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was like the first answer I had, but then I dug deeper.
Okay,
know?
so funny because the deeper one that you dug to got me to that "You Are My Sunshine," but when at that school I was going to in Greater Nougat Academy in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, it was an all-black pre-K, like how I don't know if it was
you're from Louisiana?
Born there. If I say I'm from there, y'all gonna be like, you don't sound like it. Then I gotta tell a whole story about all these 16 other states I lived in. 6. But anyways, we would sing that national anthem that they have. We would sing "Lift Every Voice and Sing" because it was an all-black magnet like school. Yeah. So I was singing. I'm shady. Anyways, I would sing Lift Every Voice and Sing. And now you got me thinking about my school experiences with music. Because I think for me, I experienced music at home. But then music in school for me was through at least being at a young Black school like that.
Yeah,
there was music all around us in there too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my elementary school in Boston, like, was mostly Black. You know, it was really like 90% Black, you know, so literally, I mean, I felt like the curriculum and the programs kind of honored that. Like they never really tried to like erase how Black we were. Like
I hear so much about Boston being so racist.
I mean, Boston like fundamentally is racist because it's a segregated city, and like there's actual examples of redlining. The average net worth of a Black or African American home is $8. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there is like examples of systemic racism and actual racism, but there's a lot of Black people in Boston. You know, there's a lot of Black people. There's like 4 hoods of just straight Black people, you know?
Oh, snap.
So like there's still, in that microcosm, there's still like examples of like people being unapologetically Black or having Black curriculums. Like I went to a diverse high school and I learned a lot about Black culture. I learned a lot about African American culture. I've learned a lot about Pan-Africanism, like all that, you know. That's wonderful. I don't know. Boston's like an interesting place because all people talk about is the white side of Boston, or like the red Boston's racist. Yeah. But we actually have a very beautiful and diverse culture.
I know you have a lot of Cape Verdeans because I have a lot of friends that
that's more Brockton.
That's okay. Oh, that's why you roll jobs like that. So they're not really from Boston. Y'all ain't from Boston.
Yeah, that's more Brockton.
Roxbury was Roxbury.
Roxbury's Boston for sure.
Okay.
There's a lot of like African Americans in Roxbury, like straight up like African American. And you got to make that distinguishment because where I'm from is like Mattapan, High Park. That's like straight up Caribbean, Haitian, Jamaican. You get a few African Americans, but that's not the majority of it.
Okay.
The majority of those areas is like Caribbean people, in my opinion. And then Roxbury, Dorchester is a mix, but Roxbury is like African Americans mostly.
Got you.
Yeah.
Well, that was a nice geography class of Boston.
Yeah, Boston.
All right, so let's get into like some square ones for you.
Okay.
Tell me about your first time you wrote a song and you were proud of it.
Ooh. So the first time I wrote a song and I was proud of it was probably the first actual like rap song I wrote that made me start rapping.
You dropped it? You recorded it?
Yeah, so
tell the whole story.
So this is what started my career like as a rapper. I was in high school. I went to Boston Latin Academy, and we needed to do an assignment in my sophomore year to educate 7th graders about compound and complex sentences. Like that was our topic.
I struggle with those.
Listen, a lot of people do, you know? So I was I'd be going above and beyond in high school when it came to like creative assignments. Like if it was a video assignment.
Class.
Yeah, I be doing movies. Like they say, like depict this idea. I would get a whole team.
Take a selfie video. Got a whole production.
yeah. Like I'll do a whole production, like true story. So anyways, I said for this thing, I want to do something creative. I want to do a rap song. And I told my group I have a studio, like, because there was a Boys and Girls Club that had just opened in Mattapan. And I was like, all right, so I'm going to make a song. I've never made a song before, but I'm going to do it.
In the Boys and Girls Club studio?
In the Boys and Girls Club studio.
I know they do have those. I didn't know people were using them like that.
Yeah, no, I forced it. Like, I was like, that Boys and Girls Club, like, I like every day. Like, as soon, from that first day, but I'll get into it. So basically, I went to the studio. It was my first time there. I had to pay $5 to be a member. And then I did that, and they just threw me in a room. They threw me in Studio B at the time. And I told them, look, I got this school assignment. I need to make this song. Yeah. So what I did was I did the Fat Man Scoop. Oh, the single ladies, make noise. Be quiet. Be quiet. Yeah. So I flipped that and I made it about compound and complex sentences.
The one with Faith Evans, I never.
Yeah, that one.
That's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Where that at? Is that on SoundCloud?
No.
Is that on Gracie's Corner?
No. It's Dog Water. Don't listen to it.
I want to hear that. That's an interesting play on sound.
Don't listen to it. Yeah. But basically, I was like 15 at the time, and I never recorded before, never did nothing. But they just threw me in the room. Had to figure out how to use GarageBand. Figure out like even writing, like all these different things. Recording myself, and I did that, and took me about 6 hours to do, but I did it, finished it on the spot. And then they're just like, yo, we love you. Please keep coming back. You're the only one that used the studio for like what we want it to be used for.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting an A on that assignment, but that was like the first song I wrote. And yeah, after that, I got the bug. Like from there, and 9 years later, here we are.
That's amazing. You gave me a really good idea, but ask me the question about that at the end of this. That's interesting that like, number one, what I'm getting from this is that you just had an idea. All right, actually, I'm gonna make a song for this. I don't know how to make a song, but I know the Boys and Girls Club got a studio. Hey, what's up, y'all? And you just sat there for 6 hours. Did no one knock on the door and try to come in? It was just you.
Yeah, so the supervisors and stuff like that, like the music director at the time, like would check in every now and then, but they really just left me alone. Like they just let me do it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like they didn't really know me like that, but they knew that I was trying to do this. And my friend was already there kind of, so they knew him. And it was just like, oh, okay, you're associated with a good kid.
That's his friend. Yeah.
Yeah. Or like that's a good team that goes. So
you got you.
So they don't really got to check on me too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They didn't think he was in there rolling up or nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I did that. Yeah. I mean, niggas got in trouble with that. I had to do community service
at a Boys and Girls Club before. That's for some other reasons. I'm good now, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know how it goes.
I know how it goes. All right, so that's what got your career started. So how was the reaction when you... Did that go viral when in school or something? Yeah, like
yeah. So we shot a whole music video in class, like on iPhone. Like I got an A+ on it. Like,
of course you
did.
An
A+. Like I did. I went all out. Like I had like different people in the music video. Like we forced it. Like
is this on TikTok somewhere?
TikTok wasn't around.
I mean, do it again. Gracie's Corner would eat that up. You know what Gracie's Corner is?
No, what's that?
Oh my God. You have to watch Gracie's Corner because you remind me of someone that would like be one of the ones writing and producing the music behind it. Do y'all know what Gracie's Corner is? All right. It's like a kid show. Imagine like Lil Bill, but like it's a musical, but it's music that we with. But it's like your song would be on Gracie's Corner. It's educational music. And like, you know that little girl, Lele or whatever, that she's literally a walking Gracie's Corner. That's exactly what but I'm not gonna hold you. Like when my little nieces be watching, I'll be like, damn it, hot fire. Like it gets you moving. It's actually really, really dope. And I think they're more original beats. I don't know if they're sampling and stuff like that now. Yeah. But watch a Gracie's Corner or go to Gracie's Corner on iTunes or Spotify or SoundCloud or whatever and listen to it. Yeah. But your mind is creative enough to like apply to something like that, which those kid shows, the views they have on YouTube are astronomical. So crazy, imagine your song playing on that. Or imagine you got an episode of Gracie's Corner.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be a hard bag.
Like it'd be like 500 million views.
Ooh.
Right. I'm looking at him because I know you got kids.
Hey, man.
500 might be crazy, but I know it's a lot of views. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the story of you rapping. So then you did the video, all that. This happens in a span of what, a week?
So yeah, really within the span of like 3 to 5 days, it got done.
Got you.
Yeah. But I got the song done first day.
Yeah. And then after that, everyone's like, Clark, when's the next track dropping?
And everyone was just like, this is fun. This is like, they all was laughing. It was fun. It was funny to them. It was fun. It was funny to all of us. But deep down inside, I caught the bug. I don't know what it was, but I'm like, nah, I could do this.
I gotta keep rapping.
Yeah, I gotta keep trying this. And that's what I did. And my mentor, Devin Ferreira, who was a music director at the time of the Boys and Girls Club, like saw what I was doing and kept inviting me over and eventually like started mentoring me and like taught me how to produce, how to like record myself for real.
Yeah.
How to like write, how to perform, how to like squeegee merch, you know, how to like print CDs, throw shows. Like, so I was at the Boys and Girls Club for 3 years. I was their first youth of the year for that Boys and Girls Club.
You gave them an idea to probably have that, huh?
No. So it was already a thing, but my Boys and Girls Club was new. So every Boys and Girls Club has like an honorary youth of the year, like a youth that like
exceeded
all expectations, etc. And since that was a newer Boys and Girls Club, I was their first one ever. you know. So yeah, like I pretty much, they had a thing called Mattapan Records, like in that Boys and Girls Club. I peaked out of that. It was to the point where I had to reposition myself in the program because there was nothing they could do for me. So they wanted me to start helping the other kids and do it. And I didn't want to do that.
And you was trying to get your stuff off the ground.
Yeah, well, I was already kind of doing it at this point. I'm probably 18 now.
Okay, never mind. This is, at 18, you're not going to the Boys and Girls Club.
No, I still was.
For the studio?
For the studio, though. I was going every single day.
So how many days straight do you think you went to the Boys and Girls Club studio?
I'm talking about every day.
From when? I want you to...
So I leave school at 1:40 p.m.
At what age?
So I probably really started going every day when I was 16.
Okay.
So from 16, I leave school at 1:40 p.m. I'm at the Boys and Girls Club at 2 p.m. and I leave at 8:30.
Damn.
Or I leave at 9. No, it closes at 8. So I was there from as soon as school ends to 8 p.m. every single day until I graduated from like high school. And then I went for a degree in audio engineering too. So So then I'm like at school doing music every day. So, but with the Boys and Girls Club, like it was mandatory for me. Like unless I'm doing a show or throwing an event or throwing parties, I used to do that in high school. Like I'm at the studio every single day.
Even in the summertime?
Yes. Yeah. Even in the summertime. You know, the programs were a little different in the summer.
You say, yes, girl, what you mean?
Yeah.
I was in the studio.
The programs were different in the summer, so I wasn't there as often per se, but I had a home set up by that point. So I'd just be in the crib cooking up too.
Got you. Yeah. So I'm in here in my head trying to translate in Kanye terms, like how many songs in the summer, how many beats in a day, what they'll probably translate it to. What'd you think it was? So
from the Boys and Girls Club, I probably made like 500 beats in that time, like 300 to 500. I actually numbered them. And
that's smart.
Yeah. So I numbered them and I made it up to 300 to 400. And then I probably made at least like 100, 150 songs, you know, like, and I was putting out records, like shooting videos too at that point. Like I was doing everything at that point and then producing for other artists too. So I probably did like 300 to 500.
Got you. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, God's good. I was just, once I caught the bug,
that's God.
Yeah, literally.
That is it.
I was like, I could do this.
You were able to access that gift that he's been trying to translate to you for so long.
Yeah.
They, whoever they are, not he or she, whatever. Anyways, so because we having a great conversation. I still want to talk about your first, not experience, but your first performance though. So you go from making all these beats and doing all this and getting your name off the ground and actually doing it for yourself. Yeah. You're in school for audio engineering, but at what point in time did you actually start to entertain and perform this music outside of in the classroom?
So, wow, this is a great conversation. Great questions. Yeah. So basically by the time I was 16, my mentor, Devin, put me on my first show at this theater college in Fenway, Boston. It's not a college anymore. I think they got bought out by Emerson. And basically, it was like a social justice performance. Like a social. So I had to write a song for it. I actually have a picture of this. And I think it was 2016. Or 2015 at the time. I remember the exact fit I was wearing. I was like really into the Migos at the time. So and Kanye. And so when Kanye had dropped Yeezus, Macy's was doing like leather and everyone was wearing the leather fit.
I know what you mean.
I would have like a leather fit on. Yeah.
I know exactly what you look like right now. I see it in my head.
It's called Wheelock College.
Wheelock College.
Yeah. So I had a performance and he had me as like right before him. And so literally I'm like ready to do it. I'm going and I'm on stage with him. There's maybe like 60 people lined up. Mm-hmm. I'm rapping. And then I blank on the words. And my brother was there too. He was behind me. My brother who's like.
He looked like you.
He looked similar to me. Yeah.
Are y'all not, is his name Guy Alaki?
Yeah. He's crazy. Yo, Guy, if you watch this, it's Guy Claude. That's the name. Yeah, Guy Claude is how Americans would say.
So when I was looking at it, I couldn't really, I didn't have my glasses on, so I just saw like the Yeah.
Yeah. That's my brother. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So basically, he was there at the time, and literally, I forgot my words. Like I blanked, like blank.
He hopped in.
No. I just turned around and looked at him, and then my mentor was watching me. And he just picked up wherever I was, and just like in terms of rocking the crowd, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I just kept looking at my brother, like I was like, bro, I blanked. I forgot words, bro. Like I don't know what it is. But then I like probably like the chorus came back. I turned back around and then acted like nothing happened.
Did anybody else know anything happened but y'all on stage?
Nobody.
Okay, good. Because I'm like trying to picture this from the audience. Like, were they like, is he okay? Like, or was it?
So I'm rapping and then I just turn around.
Oh.
And then my mentor within a
okay.
second starts just picking it up, being like, yeah. Doing whatever. Like, it's a real hip hop type. It wasn't like, so.
That's funny.
Yeah. Nah, it was funny as hell to me because my heart was like really like going crazy.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I'm there. Like,
that was your first performance for real, right?
I was doing theater. So
well,
it was
your first
like
Clark
rap
D performance.
Yeah. It was my first rap performance. Yeah.
Hold on, you said theater though. Okay, so how did theater and kind of like how music and things are presented in that setting influence how you put together your raps?
Influence everything because like theater is like about buying you in to like whatever character that you're portraying. Like it's about like giving a compelling performance, in front of people live. So like working in theater, I was also doing like poetry and stuff like that. So doing theater and poetry, like it like helped me reinforce convincing people like when I'm on stage, like buy into whatever I'm selling, like buy into this character, buy into this idea, buy into the fact that I'm the most fired you've ever met in your life.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So, and also on the production side of things too, like as I got older, I started to make more of my shows like production experiences. Like I did a show in 2019 where we turned the entire venue into a house, had a living room, dining room, everything. Yeah.
In Boston?
In Boston.
I would love to go to something like that. I didn't know that people was doing stuff like that. It's amazing.
Yeah. No, we got really good shows in Boston. Like I got a show next Saturday if you're free. But yeah, like just creating more productions. That's what the theater background helped with. And it also helped with like memorizing lines. Like memorizing lines is not hard for me anymore. Like,
anymore?
Yeah. It did.
Did you have that theater background when you did that song, the Compound Sentences song?
Yeah, I did already at that time.
Okay, now it makes sense. You're making a lot more sense. Okay, world, look, this is Clark D. Okay.
Yeah.
Gets to know the tape, his sound palette, his visual palette, his artistic intellect, all that.
Yeah.
All right, so then now I want to play a game because we're gonna switch it up. Okay. I'm gonna just talk you through a scene. I really have no idea what scene I'm gonna do, but we're gonna figure it out.
Okay.
You're gonna put your palms or your hands on your knees. Okay. Like that. Yeah. And just relax real quick.
Okay.
I gotta figure out where I want to take you. I'm trying to figure that out. Okay. Clark D. Okay, I know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
All right, Clark, close your eyes. Just breathe. All right, Clark, I don't know if you like hiking like that, but I'm sure you love a nice view.
I'm black.
That you have a good, it doesn't matter. We can expose our visuals, our eyesight to different things now. All right, so you're hiking up the mountains in Boston. Are there mountains in Boston? Tell me the mountains.
There's hills, like there's Blue Hills. Yeah.
All right, the Blue Hills, whatever, Appalachians, whatever that shit, wherever it's at. Either way, we up there and you got your little backpack on and you got all your black friends backpacking with you. It's a bunch of black guys hiking, right? And y'all got maybe a couple drinks with you, maybe so. And then also you get to the top of the mountain and y'all post up there, maybe grill a little stuff on the grill or eat some chips and some pork rinds. I don't know. But what song is playing as y'all celebrate on top of the hill, on top of the mountain, looking over Boston?
Like a celebratory song? Or just like any song?
What are you thinking about right now?
What's that song? My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. A Lost in the World.
I like that.
Yeah.
What's a good one for this one?
Yeah.
Sorry I drug that scene on. I was trying to figure out what the you doing while they're walking up a mountain and why I gotta put drinks in there.
Yeah. I mean,
why I put red cups in our hands walking up the mountain hiking. With red cups.
if you doing that, I mean,
you can open your eyes.
You can do bad mama, bad mama jamma. That one. She's a bad
Okay,
mama
if that's your
jamma.
experience, but I do like the Dark Twisted Fantasy one.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting ready to go to Utah in a couple weeks, and I'm like thinking about like what that's gonna feel like. Maybe I should have did this after I went to Utah, so I really know what it looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's interesting. I'm still mad at myself for putting red cups in our hands as we're hiking, but.
I mean, that's the vibe.
Yeah,
that's the
and
vibe.
then at the top, I'm like, we playing Uno, shooting dice. Like,
Yeah,
no, we're not
yeah.
doing that. Why we not
Yeah,
doing
like,
that?
I'm not playing My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. We doing all that. Like, I'm not
You
playing
right.
like Finito or something. Like,
Okay.
Yeah. So
What
more
is-
energetic.
Whatever you experienced through the scene that came to you. That's
Yeah.
all. So
Yeah.
there's no right answer. This is me
Yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to understand like what comes to your mind.
Yeah.
But then I thought about Uno because I saw in one of your videos y'all was playing Uno.
Oh, and Don't Stress It.
Yeah, that's my favorite song of yours.
Wow. Wow. That's
Yeah,
fire.
I
That's
listened
an
to
old
a
one.
lot of them last night, but Don't Stress It is the one that like I was like, oh, which one is this?
Wow. That's fire. I
I
appreciate
like, and
that.
were you playing a guitar, a little funky vibes
yeah,
in that one too?
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So do you play instruments?
Yeah, so I play keys, bass, and guitar. So
How long have you been playing those?
I started playing keys the same time I started rapping. So,
Okay. Oh, you really caught that bug.
So I did all that at the same time, I'll be honest. Even playing bass, I started doing that around the same time I started rapping. So
Yeah.
I was going to church. I was always hanging out with the musicians and stuff like that. So the bassist, I would ask him for lessons. But I'm like self-taught in most of them. And then I didn't really get fire at keys for real until I went to like college. So I
Okay.
got a music degree in audio engineering. And I took like a keyboard lab class. And I was like,
I need that.
I'm trying to tell you, change your life.
Yeah.
Change your life. Yeah. So I was doing keyboard lab. So yeah, like about 8 years of like being a musician too. So, but no, I'll be honest, longer though. Cause I played trumpet too in elementary school.
You got a brass, you got a wood. Hold on, say it again. You got the keys.
Keys.
You got trumpet.
trumpet.
You got the guitar.
Yeah,
bass.
guitar, electric guitar, and electric bass. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah,
string.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So
you got a whole ensemble.
I can do
Damn
a
near.
little
What,
something.
you look like you could be a drummer too. Where the percussion at?
So I can drum, but I've never like really dove into it. I just make beats. Like I could like
Got
finger
you.
drum. Like
Yeah.
and if I had a drum kit, I'd be able to play. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily say that I could like play it like other
It's not
musicians.
giving Travis Barker or anything.
No. Maybe, but if I had like 6 months, I could probably play
I'm
at his
about to
level.
say we could easily say, "Hey, do this, and we'll give you $1 million." You come back.
Oh, easy. I
Damn
might
near
be that good in like
Zaytoven.
a month or 2
Right.
months. 3. It's just I've never had a crib where I could have a drum kit. You know what I mean? So
That makes sense.
yeah. But like keys, bass, and stuff like that. Like, but I started off really in kindergarten playing recorder.
We all did. Oh my god!
But I was fire at it, bro. Like
I was
really,
fired too. I was taking it mad seriously.
Well,
I'll
you
battle
know-
you right now.
We can do a
We're
recorder
gonna
battle.
record.
Yeah.
We gonna be
but
like that.
Then I wanted to. I fell in love with like jazz music when I was in elementary school. So
How? Why?
my dad used to play a lot of like Latin jazz music and just a lot of like. How did I
I'm
find
thinking, like,
jazz in particular?
When
But
you say Latin jazz music, I'm thinking like Narcos, like the little song.
yeah,
of
like
Narcos.
those type of vibes, like
Yeah.
but Haiti has its own stuff called troubadour like type of music.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Tell me about that.
So the troubadour music is like similar, like like Afro Latin infused, but it's like not really Latin. It's Haitian. You know what I mean?
What makes it Latin? Because Haitian to me, I don't think Latin when I think Haitian. Maybe the food sometimes, but then also not really. Everybody
Well,
got
the
plantains.
Dominican Republic's on the same island.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, so the island's Hispaniola. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, so they do have a shared culture musically.
Damn, you got the geography class going crazy. Now I remember hearing that, like Española.
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
is that whole thing.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's a whole
and
island.
Cuba is its own whole island.
Yeah, Cuba's its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
There
that's
is
right.
some intersectionality between Haitian and Cuban culture too, though.
So then it's like a triangle effect of just intersectionality.
Just the
almost.
Caribbean in general. Like,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of borrowed cultures,
Got you.
So with troubadour culture, like obviously you have the Dominican Republic and the Spaniards, Latin culture or Hispanic culture there too. Obviously I don't know everything about the origins of troubadour music, but I do know that like you can play that next to like merengue or whatever, like
Okay.
you know, like Afro Latin music, Latin jazz, and there's like a lot of commonality. So my dad was playing a lot of that, like growing up, just like having cassettes or CDs of it. My dad was like an audiophile, so he would like have his, Caribbean dads, they be having their speaker systems and they got their receivers and their CD collections and their PV speakers with the DBX compressors, all that. My dad did all that. So just hearing him like play the music. And then also, my mom was also into a lot of stuff like that. I was into like, when I was on YouTube too, I couldn't listen to a lot of rap music being Haitian and Seventh-day Adventist. So,
you threw that in there.
Yeah. So basically, like my mom, like she wasn't with rap music all the way. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And so I would like, we would put on like jazz, pop, rock music. I was really into like Chet Baker. I was really into like, I mean, there's so many, like Chet Baker. I was into Robert Glasper. I was into like,
I love Robert Glasper.
Robert Glasper was crazy. Thundercat too. When I became a teenager, super into Thundercat.
Yep.
I was into Dizzy Gillespie too, like growing up, or Donna Hathaway, or like who sings the Blood on the Leaves, like the original song. The original song.
Billie Holiday.
Billie Holiday. So I was into that too. So I was listening to a lot of that.
I was in the wrong name. I was gonna say Nina Simone. My bad.
I mean, maybe Nina Simone sang a rendition of it.
Nah, I get them mixed up a lot myself, but we know why. I know why. It's okay. I know who does what.
Yeah. Nah, but yeah, so I asked my music teacher in 3rd grade, like, yo, give me the instrument that all the jazz people play. And I really wanted a saxophone. I knew in my brain I wanted a saxophone.
But they gave you a trumpet.
They gave me a trumpet.
That's one of the hardest instruments to play.
It is. It is very hard to play. Veins popping up my head and everything,
Yeah.
But I was playing it. I played it for maybe like 5 years before I went on my like rebellious teenage phase and stopped playing like music instruments. I was listening to Tyler, the Creator, and like when Tyler, the Creator was dark, like when he was doing the "I want to swallow a roach" type of Tyler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. But I would say being a musician, like for real, about 8-9 years. So
got you. Well, that's a long time though. It's like half your life. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, pretty much my whole damn life, being a musician.
You're right.
Yeah.
Since you could pick something up and start playing with yourself, then yeah, that's been 10 years then. That's crazy though. That's a lot in that whole, like, I guess, not crazy in a bad way, but like just for you to have been picking up these instruments and learning so fast and really diving into them so fast and using all your influences around you to kind of like help you in your relationship with that instrument.
Yeah.
So talk to me about how now that you are freely in your own side of your career, using all of this to create your music and like, I don't know, just talk to me about that and I'll figure out another question.
Yeah. So I mean, like being a musician is everything. Like what I wanted, my number one goal with going to school for music too was like to have a more intimate relationship with the art. So if I could have a thought in my mind, like, when you want to hear something, like I wanted to be able to translate that with like a 99% accuracy.
For your own self.
For anything. So if somebody asked me for something, if they say, yo, I need something that sounds wet, I could be like,
oh my God,
you want this? Or if I want something that sounds like New York City at 9 p.m. I can translate that exactly. Like that was my goal with going to school for music and like teaching myself all these different things. And now that I'm like 24 now and I'm like 9 years in, like I could do that with like confidence. So if I have an idea for like how I want an album to sound for myself or for somebody else, like I could translate that perfectly without having to go through anyone either. Like I could play everything. Like I don't have to clear samples. Like I could just
you can just create it yourself.
I could just play whatever I want. But I'm also
I want to be able to do that. Damn, that's so remember earlier, sorry to interrupt. Remember earlier when I was telling you like why I do this? Because like I like to listen to music and try to translate my emotions or what I see or what I want to depict through it.
Yeah.
My vision boards are to like certain songs and stuff.
Yeah.
But like whenever I'm like, I want to hear Janet Jackson Lonely mixed with SZA's Broken Clocks, I don't know how to do that. Yeah. But I want to do it because I know that sound is something that I know I want to hear. It's gonna feed me.
Yeah.
But like I can't do that on my own. Like, do I gotta go to school to do that? Or I gotta sit up at the Boys and Girls Club every day like you? I don't got time for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like you just got to be obsessed with that. You know, that's the fundamental part of it. Like, if you're obsessed with it, you'll figure out a way to translate that. And my goal was to make it easier to translate so I could do it like quick. You know, so if somebody said I want Broken Clocks, Janet Jackson in a studio session, my goal is to do that within 45 minutes to an hour. You know, so it's like now I feel like I'm at a point where I could kind of like do that now and like help empower other people and teach them how to do it. Like, you want this song to sound this way, then you record yourself. I'll show you how to do it. But like that journey between the thought in your mind and when it leaves your mouth, that's personal to you. Like any version that I translate, as much of a chameleon I try to be, there'll always be my bias in it, you know? So that, like, it was always my goal, like learning different things like that to
your
like,
taste and sound.
Yeah, to do my taste and sound.
That's my slogan.
To do my taste and sound, but also like be like a chef that can make any dish, anything. Like, I was in a Latin jazz ensemble in college. And then I was also composing classical music in college, you know, and trying to do it with a transparency. Like, I don't want you to hear it and think, oh, Clark made it. I want you to hear it and think, this sound like a Latin jazz song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, you get it.
Yeah. So,
you get it.
But now in my creative process, like I am trying to put myself in the music now, like at least with my music. And like when I'm producing stuff for people too, like I'm starting to like stand on my bias and stand on my preferences and like stand on my approach to the art. Now that I know I could do anything now.
Okay.
You know, so.
All right. Well, I want to play a game. I want to insert a game real quick. And I just made this game up, y'all. It's a new game called Fly on the Wall.
Okay.
All right. The purpose of this game is for you to answer this prompt as immediately as possible.
Okay.
Really, anything I ask you as immediately as possible. I want it straight off your heart. If you could be a fly on the wall in the recording of any studio session of any song, dead or alive, whatever, who would it be and why?
Any song?
Anything.
So probably Drake. Like if I was around when Drake was working on Nothing Was the Same.
Okay.
And hearing him record Tuscan Leather.
Mm.
Hearing him record Come Through. Hearing him record From Time. I would love to be a fly on the wall to that. You know, because like Drake is like a person that makes what he does seem effortless.
Very effortless.
Like, he makes it seem like anybody could do it.
Yep.
But it's not true. Like, what he's doing, like, with his art is extremely curated. You know? So I would love to be a fly on the wall and, like, witness, like, the level of intentionality in the space that he's in. Or maybe that era of music came from a certain level of unintentionality that'll never be able to be replicated.
Exactly.
Like, I want to know, like, what it was that put him in that space to make that album, because that album was perennial to me. Like listening to that, like every time it comes on, I know exactly where I was. Like, that's one of the few projects that like time, place, location, smell, everything I can remember when I listen to that. You know, even when as I'm talking to you, I'm imagining the cover art. I'm imagining all the things I was going through as I was listening to that album. So I feel like a session with him, I want to do a session with Thundercat too. Like,
he wouldn't know you were there though. You're just a fly on the wall.
Yeah. I just want to be a fly on the wall.
I mean, a session with Drake. Let's get Clark to do a session with Drake.
Hey man, that's gonna happen probably next year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
Gonna happen soon.
Yeah.
But then you said Thundercat too. What about Thundercat?
So Thundercat's an alien. Thundercat, like he plays bass, but like he also has a certain level of unseriousness. But like
that is a great way to explain him.
Yeah, but like he's really good. Like, he's too good to not take him seriously. So I didn't even know like he has this one song that's like a favorite of mine called Tron Song, and like extremely dissonant chords, warm record, super live, like feeling song, but he's meowing in it. But the song is depressing as hell.
I've never heard the song before. That shit I be doing in my own self.
No, he literally says meow, 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 meow. Like, but the song is depressing as hell. So I just want to understand like what cathartic space he was in when he was making that record. You feel me? Like what cathartic space he was in when he was making that record, and what space allowed him to do that unapologetically without feeling like an outcast or an alien, like, or like he felt comfortable doing what he was doing. So I want to know like how intentional was that space to like let him meow and nobody looking at him like, bro, what the f wrong with you, bro? Like he punches it in, he records it.
Who's in the room with you, Thundercat, when that's going down? Let's ask him. I want to know what was the studio like at that point in time? I want to know.
Yeah, I want to know too, because like I don't think he made that record. I know he produced it, but I'm pretty sure someone played drums on it, keys on it. Like he has a band.
Yeah,
it sounded like it was tracked live too. So like I would just like to know like. I love it when artists are like unapologetically like whatever. If they're going left, go left.
Yeah.
If you're right in the middle, stay right in the middle.
Yeah.
Like that. So I would love to be in sessions like that. You know, because you don't get Thundercat sessions often. Like, you know, even being in an engineer in Atlanta, like you don't get sessions with artists like those at all. Actually,
that's facts. Yeah, in Atlanta for sure. Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like you don't run into like people that like are doing that type of stuff. So I feel like it'll be like a culture shock for me. Like it might make me like want to like go 10 times harder down that lane or whatever it is. So
I wish there was a way to give people the ability to be flies on the wall in some of these sessions too.
Yeah.
You know how they have like certain like when the doctor's doing surgery, there's like a little observance room or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if studios have that or if there's ability to have some type of stuff like that for like the youth or something, but that would be a great Drea vibe session, field trip. Drea's music class, I would take my kids on a field trip like that.
Yeah, that'd be hard. Mm-hmm. That'd be hard. But just imagine like us cooking up and there's like an open window right there and it's just like.
But what if there wasn't though? Like I'm thinking on some like futuristic like that.
Like actually being a fly on the wall, like you can't
like
see. Yeah.
Actually like.
Oh, okay.
Invisible Man, whatever that is called, Hollow Man, or whatever, a cloak. I don't know. Like something so whatever the opposite of disruptive is, that like the artist and no one around whoever's in there could even tell.
Yeah.
But that was a great answer to my question. I love that game now. It's a good game. All right, well, let's talk about your music and what's next. What you got coming up? What's cooking up for Clark D?
Sheesh. So right now, I dropped the album last Friday.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Called Clark D Propaganda.
Okay.
It's recorded by me, mixed by me, produced about 9 of the songs on it. I produced like 8 of the songs on it. It's 12 songs. So I'm really just pushing this album. Like I'm doing like a lot of post rollout stuff.
Okay.
I'm like dedicating myself to the bit. So sticking to the bit. So I got a lot of music videos that are about to be in production. I got a show on Friday. I'm doing a festival September 16th with Cousin Stiz and Buddy and Tony Snow.
Oh my God, we love them.
Yeah. Kenny
say what's
Mason.
up to them for me, all of them. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that should be a vibe. That'll be my first festival of the year. Then
where's this festival at?
It's in Massachusetts. It's
They
called the
coming to
Commonwealth
Boston?
Festival. Yeah.
When?
Should pull up. It's on September 16th.
I'm not gonna be here in September. Damn, that's fire.
Yeah.
Tony's been on the show. He's been in that seat before.
Wow, he's hard.
I need to get Kenny on here too.
Yeah,
Buddy would be amazing.
Yeah.
The last time I saw Buddy, I guess it was kind of first and last, but I've known of him for a while. In Miami last, Art Basel. Yeah. I know all them names. I know all those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, so I like Cousin Stiz and them, like they what we're doing right now. Like I'm on Boston because he's from Boston too. So like they put us on a festival. That's like the first festival in the city where like the big actually like getting like
bringing y'all up.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited for that. So that, and then I got Deluxe for Clark D Propaganda. Then I got 2 more albums in the tuck ready to drop. I got a collab album with my homie Devo the Genius. That's like real hip hop, DJ drama type stuff. I really got like 3 projects in the tuck. If I'm being honest,
you got one with your brother?
Yeah, so I got a project we dropped called A Family Affair. That's out right now. And we got this song called Grateful. Like every time I perform it, like people love it. It's in my top 5 right now. So where I'm doing part 2
nice.
with him. Like, so that should be like in the works. I'm just I need to do my album. Then now I need to do his album. And then once his is out and rolled out, we come out with our joint one again.
Got you. That makes sense.
Yeah, kind of like what TDE
y'all are
be
very
doing.
smart.
Yeah, you gotta like pace it right. You know, so like to like captivate on the most amount of moments we can have. So so that's what I got in the works. I'm trying to get on Dreamville Fest by next year.
You get on that. You get on that. I can see you on that. You are.
I appreciate
that is
it.
the style I would like to see you on.
Yeah. No, like I'll tell you right now on record, like my goal is to sign a J. Cole. Like, you feel me? Like I know what that'll do for him and for me. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like,
I like him, and for me, I like that.
yeah. Like I
Facts.
understand how this game is right now. So like I feel like I'm just gunning for that. Like Dreamville Fest, Dreamville cosign, like being signed to J. Cole. Like that's what's next for me. Like that's the only thing I'm like really like focused on and like not just manifesting but praying into, you know, and like working towards. So like everything I'm doing right now is to just be as big as I can, like in the rap, alternative hip hop lane, and then like hopefully somebody takes me on their tour, like or something like that. You know.
Nice. I love that. Before you ask me questions, I have one last question for you.
Okay.
How do you perceive the difference between manifesting and praying?
I feel like it's about who you give credit to. You know, I feel like when you say you manifested something, you give the credit to yourself. Whereas if you say you prayed into something, you're giving the credit to God. You know what I mean? And I feel like ultimately, like, I feel like God and us are all similar in many ways. Like we all just want to feel seen. And I feel like, what if you're doing mad work for somebody in their life and they don't deserve it? They really deserve to die. And then you're turning up for them and good things are happening to them. And they say, yeah, I manifested that into my life. It kind of like, damn, like, bro, if only you understood what else you manifested into your life, you would understand that like that's not just you, you know? So I feel like it's about like who you give credit to. And I'm humble enough in my life to understand that I'm nothing, I'm nobody. And all my blessings have come from like being prayed on and praying and like, and understanding that like my mom prayed this into my life. I prayed this into my life. My brothers, my family, my friends prayed this into my life. And like, there's only so much I can manifest. Like I can manifest bad things into my life. I've done that before. I've manifested bad things, bad people into my life. You get what I'm saying? So I can't even give myself credit for all that. Like, so I feel like that's the difference. It's about intentionality. Like, you know what I mean? There are good things that we do manifest, but I don't believe that like the great things that have happened into my life, I don't believe I manifested them. I believe that like somebody prayed for that, you know? And God was like, I got you. Like,
yeah,
you know?
you may have attributed to the growth that it took for you to get to a space where they were ready to bless that into your life. But yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I love the answer. It's probably one of my favorite answers I've gotten in the Pink Room thus far.
I appreciate that.
And I only pulled that question out because when you said that, I was like, I guess there is a difference. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
And that's a great answer.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I mean, I feel like a lot of it has to do with ego too, like and pride. Like what makes you think you have the power to like really change your life? You know, like because people do have the power to change their life. Yes.
It feels like that sometimes, a lot of times though, for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like obviously there's a higher power. I guess I'm thinking from my perspective, but like it's been times where I physically had to do certain things in order to put myself in a space where when I did that space is what changed my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But imagine put another person in your shoes. If they did the same exact thing, it probably wouldn't work. So
well, can the mic drop?
So it's just you gotta think about it like that.
Damn room. Go ahead.
I'm just being real with you.
Go
like,
ahead. Farrah Jocka.
Yeah. I'm just being real. Like that's the difference though. It's understanding that like I could have died. Like living where I'm from, living the way I was living, I could have died plenty of times. I've seen it with my own eyes. I could have died plenty of times. I'm not dead. I look good. I feel good. I'm alive. I'm in a room with you right now. You said the names of people you interviewed. Like, if somebody tried to do the same exact that I've done, they might not be in a situation where they could be in the same exact room as you. It doesn't make sense. Like Al Branch, he signed Kanye West. If somebody moved to Atlanta and tried to move the way I moved, they might not get a situation like that. Justice says my manager. I've never had an actual person say they're my manager in my life. He looked at me, plenty of people around him, motion, no motion, whatever. He's like, bro, I believe in it. And I'm the first artist that he ever somebody can try to do exactly what I did and that'll never work. I didn't manifest that.
Right.
That's God. Like,
that's facts.
You feel me? That's God, like seeing the way I'm walking, understanding the intentions of my heart and saying, okay, like I trust you. Like if I put you in position with these people, like I'm going to show you things that don't make sense on paper. And you just got to understand when it happens, you can't give credit to yourself because you didn't do, but show up. You showed up and you tried to stay as good as possible. That's all you did. But everything else is me going crazy for you. Is your mom praying for you? Going, you lucky your mom's a good person, because if she wasn't, you would be effed out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like that. So, like,
shout out Al Branch, by the way.
yeah, I was a
shout
goat.
out. I said Al. I was gonna say ouch.
Yeah,
Al Branch. When he hit me up about getting you on here, I didn't even ask no questions. I was like, all right, cool. That's why when I first started going through your music, it was like a couple days ago. Then I was trying to find interviews yesterday. But I was like, I know he's on, like, Al is, when he says a name, it's nothing but greatness. So this is a great conversation. This is definitely a good, what is, Rick Rubin has a podcast called Epic Conversations or something like that.
Yeah.
And he had one with Pharrell, and this conversation kind of reminds me of exactly that. And it's kind of literally the North Star of what I want this show to be.
Wow. Well, I'm honored. Damn.
Well, welcome to the Pink
Queen.
Yeah.
You
got any questions for me?
I do. I feel so. What was a time where you felt like the world was gaslighting you into feeling like you're not who you are? And how did you get out of that?
Ooh, damn, how did I get out of that? It's crazy. I will say, sheesh. That's really hard for me to answer, because I'm like, I still feel like I'm like in that right now. That's where I feel like I'm at right now. But it's weird because, like, there's partly the gaslighting halo effect that people that don't know who I am and don't know my musical intellect and don't know, like, my character and why this is what I love, and they just see me being Drea that has all these relationships that just decided to have a show. But then I know who I am, and I know how I make people feel, how people make me feel when they're sitting in these chairs, and I know what I'm doing for the world. So, like, I get out of that when I'm in the seat. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, not even in the seat. I know what this is now. From the very first time we had our first one, I was like, yeah. I knew what it was. That is what it is.
Yeah.
But I still have to go out and operate in this world and experience people that will perceive me as just the girl that's lucky enough to know all these people and be able to have these conversations. But people don't know that I've been doing this since I was bartending and waitressing in Midtown Atlanta. And someone was like, you are dope. You need a mic and a camera. And that's when I just started being around Atlanta doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
So there's people that follow me. My people, they know. The ones that know. And even people like that I don't even talk to, but people from college, Spelman Morehouse, that have known me for a while. Then they know where Drea Vibes comes from, where Taste and Sound comes from, where my whole entire, like, I guess, archive of music emotion boards that I make. I used to make those. Like literally, like, I found on SoundCloud, like, boards where I would just, like, put music, and as the music would play, I would just type. I don't know what I was saying. I just type whatever's coming to my head.
Yeah.
So, like, I would just brain spit music like that a lot without rambling, though. I know who I am and I know what my purpose is. It feels uncomfortable being and carrying in that, kind of similar to when you were saying the nerd thing earlier, which is why I may have been very, like, I answered it that way, because I was like, sometimes I feel like people don't really know exactly what my purpose and, like, what my love for music is, how deep it is. But, like, I can't really show that to them until I start making music myself. And even then, only some people are gonna get it.
So my question, I got another question for you, I guess. Because I hear you talk a lot about how you're perceived or how you feel like you should be perceived. So, like, how do you, like, overcome that wrestle for, like, not validation maybe, or validation, or that, like, how do you overcome that need to feel seen and understood, and, like, hey, like, I'm not just a pretty face, like, I actually care about this. Like, how do you feel like you overcome that?
Conversations with artists where, like, they don't have to see that part, like, or they, let me back it up. Conversations like this, number one. But, like, I know that no matter what, that might be an external perception, but, like, when my job is basically talking to artists all day, managers and stuff, they immediately have a respect for me. They don't know why, but they know they do. And as soon as I open my mouth, as soon as I explain how to use SoundCloud, as soon as I come up with creative ideas, as soon as my presence is there and my impact is made to help move the needle for you wherever I'm at, then you understand why I'm moving the way I move, why I speak a certain way to you, why I understand how to translate your narrative into a campaign or certain, like, things like that. So I think I get an automatic respect and room to be able to actually, like, showcase that without people questioning that. Because you're not, if you want to get on a playlist at SoundCloud, you better not come up in here questioning me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of an authority that I have now. But whereas I didn't always have that, but when I got that authority, that's when I was like, all right, now the world gonna know who I am and why I'm in this seat. So
That's hard.
Great questions.
Yeah. And I guess I have one more for you. So if there was one thing that, like, it's a 2-part question. If there was one song that helped you get through your toughest time, what is that song? And the second part of the question is, what would you have done differently in that situation, or differently like in your life at the time, to like maybe avoid that, or maybe there's nothing different you would have done at all?
The song would be is titled "Never Knew Love" by Sasha Keeble. There's 2 of them. There's that one, then there's another one. It's by Sasha Keeble as well. The second one's called "That's That." But I wouldn't change anything, because those are the things that brought me closer to my soul, like the spirit inside of me, and like it kind of like helped ease that validation that I felt like I was always trying to make sure I was defending against. So now I'm just kind of living in that. Now, mind you, you know how comfortable I get in that space to be able to get to that spirit, to get myself to that place. If you get what I'm saying, is maybe not the safest method, but I had a blast, and now I hear music, and now I have a completely, I guess, well-rounded sound palette.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard.
I love going to other dimensions.
Yeah, that's hard. Well, that's all.
I can't change anything, but now I know what gifts is inside of me and what I need to protect.
Yeah.
So protecting that may mean changing up certain habits, or sleeping at night and stuff like that, or taking care of myself and not going on music rampages, because I'll do that. I'll just like stay up for 24 hours listening to music sometimes. Like that. I'm like that. And then I'll be like drained. I don't want to hear nobody. I don't want to talk to anyone, but I got to show up for work the next day, and I got to do this. I never let anything get in the way of this, but if you watch this whole episode, you got to that point, you got a very exclusive conversation with Drea and Clark D. But in the meantime, in between time, thank y'all for tuning in. Comment below. Answer his questions, actually. I think everybody needs to answer those 3 questions. And share in the comments, or tag me, tag him, whatever. But thank y'all so much for tuning in.